Hello everybody and welcome. So today I want to play the game Hollow Pact. It is currently out on Tabletop Simulator. It is currently May as time of recording. This game is planning to be releasing around November or December, I believe. And that will be for the people who have pre-ordered this game on Kickstarter. I've been very excited about this game. So I've been reading through the rulebook and I want to play this Tabletop Simulator in the version of Hollow Pact both together for you and me. It means I'm not an official playtester, I'm just very excited about this game. So I think it's nice for us to explore this game together, trying to see how everything goes, some quirks and gimmicks of this game to show you guys how everything works and explore it together. So this game will be a solo playthrough, meaning that we will play in the Oracle mode. Oracle mode means that the beast will be automated for us. You can still choose any of the beasts available, and the Oracle mode means that the beast will be automated for you using a specific set of decks. Hollow Pact is a semi-cooperative or a true cooperative game where we play as either a scoundrel or the beast, and the idea is that you want to escape, preferably alive, by walking through these tiles, which are in a couple of district scenarios. So we have the village, we have the inner city, and then we have a specific escape route. So for the scoundrels, in this case I'm playing as Olga and Askell, they need to be escaping on their preferred escape route, and then they can get more points whether they escape with the cargo being the true cargo. So we have a fake cargo and a true cargo. Currently as the hand of Olga and the hand of Askell. Currently don't know what the cargo is, they are hidden. Since I'm playing in solo mode, once of course one is shown, I kind of know what the other one is, of course. And the idea for this game is that we need to play as true cooperative, because I'm playing solo, of course, so I cannot really play against myself while surviving. So let's see what this says. It says no one leaves behind. So this is the pact. So this is the contract, similar to Beast in a way. You can see what you need to do in order to win. So it says here that a pact most shared is still a pact bound in blood. Escape from the ruined city with the cargo or die trying. So for the scoundrel, we get the best escape if we escape together and at least one ambition is completed. So the ambition, we have currently 2 sane ambition and 2 insane ambition. When playing solo mode, these are in a shared hand, meaning that we have to complete at least 1 blue card and 1 red card. Normally, if you do not play as a solo mode, each character has a hand, or each player has a hand of 1 blue card and 1 red card, and you need to complete at least 1 of them. In this case, I need to complete 2 of the 4. Let's have a quick look already what I have. These have been randomly drafted. This one says that I need to have at least 2 spirits on 3 rituals at the same time. This would complete a sane ambition. And the other one is a true co-op one, which needs to be done when a character is sane. And it says be attacked in the beast terrain type. And then we also have these for insane. Just have a quick look. For insane, it says after you pass have 5 or more deeds and do not bleed. More of these terms will be explained later on in the game as well, as we play along. And the other one says here, when I'm insane, rest on another insane scoundrel's location. We also have an escape route. Normally every person has their own escape route and they are hidden from one another. In this case, as I'm playing solo mode, I have 1 shared escape route. So there are 3 different ones, and in this case I need to escape through the caves. And the idea for the solo mode is that both scoundrels have to escape through the same gate. Yeah, so normally you also have a set of deed cards. These deed cards are your action cards in a way. Instead of having a set amount of deeds per person, as I'm playing solo mode, these cards will be shared among both scoundrels. So I have 8 of them in my shared hand. For the rest, yeah, what I said before about the ambition, what I said before, and we have 1 shared escape route. We can still get specific tokens, or remnants I should say. These are specific cards. If you would compare this to the game Beast, these would be your hunter items. So that means in this game, even in solo mode, these are not shared in a hand for 2 scoundrels, but each scoundrel collects their own remnant or hunter items. And then when a scoundrel gains deeds, we place them in a shared hand, so they are always shared together. See, for the rest. Yeah, so the beast will win if the scoundrel is killed, if at least 1 scoundrel is killed, and the real cargo is also being claimed by the beast, because the beast's goal is to claim the cargo, and the scoundrels carrying the cargo, and they are revealed. So the beast doesn't really know where to go for. If you have a person playing as the beast, then if they know what the real cargo is, they will probably hunt for that specific hunter to get the cargo. For the Oracle mode, we have a damage target and a stress target, meaning that if the beast moves, it will move towards the damage target. Hunters have two ways of dying, as they have two HP bars. They have their general HP bar and they have their stress. Whenever you gain stress, you get a stress token. It can be 0, 1, 2 or 3, numbered. Most of them are either 1 or 2. If I would hit the threshold, I would become insane. I have an upper and a lower threshold. If I hit the upper threshold, which is 7, and I have passed my turn, there is a sanity check here. So around step 7 at the bottom of my screen here, you do the sanity check. So this means that even if you go above 7, you do not die. So you have a way to get rid of some stress before you pass your turn. If you pass, compared to beasts, in this game, if you pass, everybody will pass as well. In the game of Beast, if someone passes and somebody else still plays a card, then we continue the next round until everybody has consecutively passed in a row. When it comes to the game of Hollow Pact, if one person passes, whether it's the Beast or the Hunter, everybody else is also forced to pass, and then that round will end. You do your specific actions, for example also the sanity check, which means you could die if you're over 7, and then you continue with the next of the rounds. If you're able to, if you have some tokens, so for example I would be on 4, it's getting a lot of 1s. I did shuffle, so I got quite lucky. If I am in 4 currently, that means that I would flip my board, and if I have 3 or lower than 3, that means that I flip back to sane. The downside of being sane is that my actions are less powerful, but it also means that I am less close to dying when it comes to the insane threshold. For the rest, we also have stamina, so this is what we can use to play cards. So if I would just get a random deed card, this one, it costs 2. So if I would play this as Olga, for example, I would move 2 of these down, which means that in this round I have 1 stamina left, and then I can perform my, my deed card. Same as in Beasts, the top half is for the Scoundrel, and then the top half is what you would play if you were the Beast and you're playing this. These 3 logos, they will come later in play. It's a way to get more of spirits. So spirits is a second kind of tokens that you can have as values. So besides having stamina, we also have spirits. Spirits can be used to pay for a specific set of actions. For example, scavenging here would cost 1 or 2. For the beasts, they can be used for actions, but they can also be used to upgrade. If you would upgrade, you can place a token on this. In this case, this is like a specific upgrade token, and then this is paid for. Spirits are harder to get, and we can also use spirits to perform rituals. Rituals are performed whenever, for example, the game would start, I am Olga, Olga is purple, and I can see that out of all of these, I have at least one of these cards that has the most amount of spirits. So if I would have this, I cannot perform it because I'm equal to the highest amount of spirits on this card, which is 1, then I cannot perform it. If I am the highest one, for example, if I'm the only one, I'm always the highest one, then I can perform this ritual, I can choose to perform it, and then I have some more actions to play. So you can use spirits to either place them on these rituals, or you can use them, so they're on your playboard, you can pay them for the actions on this, or you can pay for specific actions on your card. See, I think that's kind of the beginning, the example of the game itself. Yeah, so let's just start with the setup. For the first playthrough, it is recommended that you play with a map in pieces for the villages and cursed levers for the inner city. Once you have been able to open one of these gates by performing a specific scenario that is listed on this schematic, you can open a gate and you can access the inner city. Once the inner city is activated, you will see how to set it up. So let's see, a map in pieces. It says the setup reveal district 1, so in this case I will just reveal the first district. Surrounders start on any location. The beast starts on that terrain type. So let's have a quick overview of the beast which I am playing against. In this case it is Lover, the Sacred Luminosity. Plays like a cat, has 1 specific token you can use on the hunters. You have Lurk, which gets the beast to move 1 and give someone the gaze. Very fancy. So what does this gaze do? Probably nothing good for the Scoundrel, you'd say. And you'd be correct. Somebody that has the gaze is marked with it, and this person must plead complete when they have passed. Then they remove a total of 2 spirits starting from rituals. So the entire idea of how Lova plays is that your amount of spirits will be decreasing over time. So I have 8 spirits currently in my supply, and I have 1 spirit currently active as a part of the setup on one of these rituals. Meaning that I cannot use these spirits. I have to gain the spirit and it will get to my board, and then I can choose to pay for an action or for a ritual. So this is a supply I cannot get access to yet. The idea how Lova plays is that this supply will also be diminished because you are removing your spirits. Lova in turn also removes spirits when you play for one of these actions. So instead of playing these, getting them back to my supply, they will be discarded. So if I would have nothing in the supply, I cannot access my discarded tokens, which is a downside. However, it says here that once Scoundrel has passed and then it needs to play, then I get 2 of my removed spirits back. So you make temporary investment in getting rid of some spirits that you cannot use. And once the Scoundrels are getting rid of some of their spirits from the supply, then I'm getting my spirits back. I'm getting 1 back to my supply then, and it even says that I can get 1 to my board. So that is one way for me, for not me, but for the Oracle to gain more spirits. Lova attacks using spirits. For the Oracle, it says that I have to keep 3 spirits for some of these cards, and then I can spend any remaining on rituals. The idea for this is keeping 3 spirits, that if I have 4 spirits, for example, I would spend instantly all of them on Void or Wrath. In this case, that could be an example, as this card shows that. I would be not having enough spirits if my ploy deck tells me to attack, because it says, hey, you need 3 spirits. I don't have 3 spirits. So some of these dark rituals tell you to keep 3 spirits. In that case, it will always have enough spirits for the beast to attack you. Sometimes it wants you to put more and doesn't keep your limit of 3. This way it probably cannot attack when it asks you to attack, but it has more spirits on the board, so it can win easier on these rituals. So how the Oracle works: whenever a beast starts their turn, you first need to change these damage targets, because maybe, for example, the damage target is currently on Askel, and Askel might have more HP than Olga. Then, of course, Olga is an easier target to fully kill. In this game, if you kill, you're fully dead. Unlike a beast, you can respawn in the next dawn phase, or the end of the night phase. In this game, it means that you're fully dead. After that, we perform as many rituals as possible. For example, it says here gain 1 deed and the Scoundrel gains 1 stress. That is what would be played. Then we play a ploy deck. A card from the ploy deck, which tells you what to do. These logos are linked to these actions, so it will tell you to attack, for example. In this case, it says here this logo, which is the bottom logo, as you can see on the play 8 card, and the bottom logo means that you play the bottom action, which means ferocity. So this will tell you to attack. If you can attack, you place this token on here. The idea is that only out of these 4 actions, only 2 actions can be played, as you only have 2 tokens. So if you can attack, you place it here. And then if you have 1 action, 1 stamina left, you can play this. Then the ploy deck would be done. Then you draw a dark ritual card to place more spirits back on the ritual board. And then it's the end of the beast's turn. So let's look at the schematic. The setup is Review District 1, which is this one. Scoundrel starts an end location. So let me just randomly place Askel on 1. Why not? And Olga on here. Just do this, why not? And then the beast starts on their terrain type. So the beast's terrain type is forest, as we can see on here. So the beast will start on a forest. In this case, I guess we make Olga and the beast start on the same location, why not? And then it says place 1 of these face down. I've already shuffled them, so I don't know. They all have a number at the back, 1, 2 or 3. It says place a face down on District 2 and District 3. These are the map pieces, so these are what we need to collect. So how can I open a gate to go to the inner city? It tells me to pick up a cog. This doesn't cost any action points. That's why it is put as a horizontal token. And then I can spend a spirit if I'm nearby a gate. And I have both of the cogs combined and picked up. So what have I done as a setup? I have placed a spirit on a ritual for the Scoundrels. It can be any one of them. For the Oracle mode, I just draw a Dark Rituals card, and the first one it says, which is Void in this case, is where I need to place my first spirit token on. I've gotten 8 deed cards. I might as well review them now. So what do I have? I have some 0 cost cards. I have a lot of 2 cost cards as well. Then I have my escape route that I have to take, and I have 4 ambitions, of which I need to complete 2. The setup tells me that the beast starts with the same amount of curses as there are scoundrels, which is 2. And for the Oracle mode, it tells me whenever the beast gains a curse, it plays it immediately without paying its stamina or its cost. And in this case, because I'm playing solo mode, it shows me for which character I need to place it. Currently, Asko has the damage target. Both of these have the damage logo, so I need to place both of these on Asko. So he's already cursed twice before he can even make a move. But that's how the game goes. You cannot have more than 2 curses per person. If Asko gets a 3rd curse and it's not applicable, it needs to go to Olga. And if both have 2 curses, then it gets pleaded. Pleaded is a way for you to get spirits, but we'll talk about that a bit later once we get to it. So let's begin. Let's start with Asko. He's the first player. So start of your turn, if you have the most spirits in any rituals, you may perform those rituals in order as a extra action. So in this case, if you play together, you place them at the same time, so you can choose if you want to match someone else, so nobody else can take it first. In this case, the beast got drafted after us and got on void, so there's no duplicates here. Well, in this case, I do have the maximum. I can choose to use it or not. If I would use it, I can move 2 before I would do anything else, which I could just run Asko to the other side. So I think I'll just do that. So I'll move Asko here, which gets me here. The moment I go into an unknown location, if I flip something over, I do need to get a stress token. Let's see, so this needs to be placed on here. See, this one is used. I can move 2. I think I want to move further. They are both linked to this token, so I think I can use Olga later to come and pick this one up. And then I will run towards here for my move 2. Then it says during your turn, if no play has passed, I must do this and this. I can perform 1 or 2 actions. So let's see, I can choose to either play one of these actions or I can play one of these actions. I can move, and then if I have 2 or less deeds, well, I have 8 deeds, so that's not really gonna happen. I can choose to get more deeds. Well, if we are done with the round, so if someone passes, then everybody else needs to pass, and then you need to discard down to your hand limit. And the default difficulty is 8 cards combined for both of the scoundrels. So let's see what we have. I can steal 1 deed from the beast. I can move 1 and shove. So if I would shove, I need to be on the same location. I can push someone else. It can be either the beast or someone else, like another scoundrel. I can move, exchange cargo with scoundrels up to 2 locations away. Move 1, sneak 1, and check cargo. That doesn't sound too bad. So I'm gonna play prepare. So I'm gonna put that to a discard pile. So it tells I can move 1, sneak 1, and check 1 cargo in any order. So I want to move 1. And then I believe if I sneak 1 through the mist, like through a new location, I do not get any stress. So if I would sneak 1, and I'll take the bottom route, should be okay, and then I can check my cargo. For Asko, this would be the decoy, meaning that, well, Olga must have the actual cargo then, because we're playing with only 2. So I played 1 action. I can play another action. If I play one of these actions, they get locked until I pass my turn, so that means I can only use these once every round. And I can play 1 to 2 actions. I feel like I made quite a rush with Asko. So, I mean, I can go further. This token needs to be placed on here, meaning I need to walk 2 more. So I can choose to block this one, so I can run. So it says move 1, so I will move here. So then I'm done with Asko. I'm already using all of my stamina. Not sure if it's good to do that, but we'll see how it goes, right? Instants are always free. They don't count as an action. Speaking of, this one was free, so I could have already picked it up as Asko. But for now, I'll just leave it because I didn't do that. Okay, at any time during my turn, I can play any amount of these instant actions, and I can place spirits on rituals. Well, I don't have any spirits to place, so that is done as well. And nobody has passed, so that doesn't work. So that means I did not pass. My turn is just over, and I will go to Olga. I want to get away from the beast as fast as I can. If I run through the bottom, I'm not going through any mist, which seems like the safer option. So that means that I would like to walk 2 steps. So maybe it would have been better if I played that for Ogre instead of Oskel. I can move, and then I can discard a stress. I don't have any stress yet as Ogre. I can sneak and scavenge. So if you scavenge at the location that you're at, you can get one of these remnants or hunter items and move one, move one. So my maximum if I move one with one of these cards, and these all cost 2. This is the only 1 cost card. There are 2 actually that are costing 1. I think since I'm on the location on the beast itself, I will play Rush. So I can move one and I can shove, meaning that if I would shove this beast away, doesn't really matter as much because it will still be 1 step away. I think I'll just shove the beast to here, and then I can move 1. There we go. So that's 1 action done. I think I would just like to pay 1, use the dart move to move 1 just to get away from the beasts. And then as it's my turn, I can use an instant action to pick up the cog, and then I will place this on Ogre. I think it should. Yeah, both have been picked up, so it doesn't have to be specifically on Ogre. They are both picked up. 2 actions have been performed. I don't have any spirits to place on rituals, so my turn is also done as Ogre. So then we start as the beast, as Lover. So let's see what it says. The damage target, no scoundrel, 1 wound away from dying. Scoundrel nearby beast. Well, luckily Ogre is 2 steps away, so that doesn't count. The real cargo order is number 3. In this case, I would know it is a real cargo here, but it's not officially shown. So that means that this also does not apply. And then we have the closest scoundrel. So that means that the damage target goes to Ogre. Even though these are linked to a damage target, this is only for distributing the card itself, so the curses will stay on Askel. Whenever you gain deeds, something happens, didn't happen, and after I pass, I also haven't passed yet. Since I have Askel at top, I think I would just move these to the left, or make it a bit easier for understanding. So the left is at the top here. The damage target is an Ogre, and the stress target is, first priority is the scoundrel with the most total stress, which is Askel. Yeah, so Askel will now be the stress target. There we go. Then we have perform as many rituals as possible if valid targets apply. We do have a spirit for the beasts, which is the maximum amount, the highest amount of spirits, so this does happen. It says gain a deed, and the scoundrel gains stress. So in case of Oracle mode, a deed is not something that a beast uses. The beast uses a ploy card. Gain a deed basically means we just show a deed and we plead it. Pleading it means discarding the card. What an amazing artwork, by the way. It's an amazing job done by Mid-Hall. It means that we get the amount of spirits shown next to the cost of stamina, which is 3, which is a lot. So that means that we just discard this, and it means that Lover just gets 3 spirits. And the scoundrel gains 1 stress. So let's see. The stress target will be on Askel, so that means that Askel will get a token. So he's on total of 2 stress right now. There we go. This has been performed. This goes back to the supply. Then we have draw a ploy card. So let's see. Let me just shuffle them just in case. So we have stock. First we have play action. Because this one is applicable, it means that this has been played, meaning that during this round, not necessarily turn, but during the round, so we play as many turns as we can until we have everybody passed. You can only play this once, meaning that Ferocity can only be played once as well. So let's see what it does. We have 3 spirits, which was very unlucky with the gain a deed card, but it is what it is. It says move to and attack. Look at that. So attack is on range 0. So let's see, we move 2 and we attack. When traversing or being shoved through the mist. So in this case he traversed through the mist. It's not the ideal path, but the other way is that we move twice and then the beast cannot attack. It is more ideal for the beast to attack, because the golden rule is that you want to play what's most advantageous to the beast. I think it's more advantageous to the beast for it to be able to attack Ogre. For that it does have to walk through mist. The beast spends 1 stamina. Oh, I think that's better for the beast. So I will do that. If they don't have, they can still be shoved, but they cannot move through the mist. Okay, so they would have to walk around if they don't have enough stamina. It costs 3 spirits, so let's just put these back to the supply before I forget. Actually, no, that's what I read. That was Lova's special ability. After you play, you remove the spirits. So these 3 go to here. So this attack is very powerful to move an attack, but this way it's a bit of a nerf. It's a way to balance these beasts, so you cannot really get these back for now. If the target's cargo is revealed, Ogre's is not revealed, so this would be something not that good for the beasts, because it is a decoy. Remove 2 spirits from your supply. Ooh, well that's one downside I guess from the beast. That's a very good start. Give that scoundrel the gaze. Ooh, fancy. Ogre gets the gaze, and the gaze meant whenever I pass something happens. Then we go to the next card. Next step, it says here 1 stamina to jump 1. Well, in this case that's possible, so I will jump 1. The damage target is Ogre, so I don't want to move actually, because I'm already at the target that I want to be at, because I did move 2 and the beast attacked. Oh, let's start with that first actually. Move 2 and attack, so let's start with the damage. There we go. Ogre has 1 damage. So I'm already at the location. I can attack again. That seems very powerful, but hey, it happens. So we kind of want to make Osco run back, maybe. So it's very fast to run through these inner districts and get all the cogs and instantly go to the inner city. But you see that Ogre is getting obliterated. You don't really have an easy way to heal. There is this one upside, that these hunter items, aka remnants, they have a better chance of getting a specific card. So for Ogre I probably want to get rubble. For that I need to do scavenge. Luckily Ogre has more scavenging options, but for that I need to be on a rubble location, which I am. So I will probably start with rubble when I start with Ogre for this turn. Anyway, I paid 2. Ogre gets attacked again. Insane. You may move 1 before attacking. Oh, that's also powerful. Then reveal the scoundrel's cargo. Let's see, we didn't review it here. Yeah, so that's good. So now it gets revealed. Well, what a surprise, we have the real cargo. So now Lova definitely wants to kill Ogre with everything that she can. Then we finish the ploy, we draw a Dark Ritual card, Dark Omen. Well, we don't have any spirits to pay, because Lova doesn't have any spirits. And then end of turn, unless the beast has passed. Okay, then we go back. We start with Askel, the guy who is totally safe here at this other side. What do I want to do? Do I want to run back? Because the beast will keep attacking a lot, so you kind of want to get away from the beast as fast as you can, and hopefully the beast cannot catch up. So for Askel I can go to here, pick up the cog, and then we can open the gates. So anyway, for Ogre I can heal, move 1, exchange cargo. Well, if I exchange cargo, then Askel could get the priority, but in this case scoundrel nearby beast is still applicable. Meaning, if I can run away at least 2 steps or range 2 away from the beast as Ogre, I'm not 1 wound away of dying, which is priority 1, so I definitely want to avoid getting 3 wounds at all costs, else Ogre will always be focused no matter what. Scoundrel nearby the beast, so 2 steps away, and then the real cargo holder will be Askel, so then the beast will go towards Askel. How can I do that? I need to move 2 steps. I cannot move Dart anymore, so I need to move via actions. Alright, so I figured it out. For Ogre I still had a spirit left on the ritual board. It's a bit of a risk, because when it's not Ogre's turn, somebody else can also play spirits, and then if you're matching the max amount of spirits on the ritual, then you are unable to perform it. In this case it worked out. There's a move 1 on here, so that means that I can use one of these cards to move 1 with Ogre, and then I will be 2 steps away from the beast. When I'm 2 steps away from the beast, the number 3 priority will go off, which is the real cargo holder. So the only thing I need to do is to get Askel to get the real cargo instead of Ogre. If I would play a move card, maybe I can use this one for Ogre. That way I can exchange cargo up to 2 away, and then I can use more expensive cards currently for Askel. So that's what I will do. It's still Askel's turn. I don't have any stamina, so I could play a 0 cost card. So it says steal 1 deed from the beasts, which means the beast loses 1 stamina and the scoundrel gains a deed. So we get a deed. There we go. Move one each control of the 2 away scavengers. Okay. And Lover loses her last stamina. Steal 1 spirit from any player. There's no spirits currently from anyone, so I cannot do it. The beast gains a curse. That is not that nice. It goes, what does it say? It's a reaction card. Reaction curses aren't played on a specific player, but instead are left face up for all counters to trigger it. There's no limit on how many reaction cards can be played. Once the reaction condition is triggered, discard it immediately. Okay, so this one is always active, so I need to make sure to keep it in mind. What is this? When a scoundrel moves to a location nearby, when Olga would move 1 step, that would happen, and then it would attack. So that would get Olga to 3 damage. It will just stay as a reaction card if it's not getting an applicable source, even though the trigger is happening. Where was I? I played this, so that means I played 1 of the 2 cards of Osco. It means I can play 1 more if I want. None of these I can play because they all cost something. These all cost something as well. I cannot swap with a nearby scoundrel because there's nothing close by, which means that this turn is done. I go to Olga. I will start with my ritual. I can start to move and scavenge, or scavenge first and move. Currently on Rubble. We learned from Rubble that it's better for healing, and Olga is 2 damage in. So let's start with a healing card, hopefully. What do we get? A Stranger's Cloak. It doesn't cost anything to play. It's until the end of the round, so it's a passive card, but it gets discarded once the round is over. The beast must discard 3 spirits in order to attack you, which is good. The beast doesn't have any spirits, so that means it's basically invisibility, so even if I could not escape, I will keep it. These remnants or hunt items are per person. They are not shared together. They go to Olga's hand. There we go. So curses and remnants are not shared. And then I can move 1. So let me first get the spirit here before I forget. I can move 1 step. I do move over the bridge, which first means that the bridge becomes broken. So the beast cannot move over it with a normal move either. Neither can we. With jumping you can. With sneaking you can prevent breaking. But with sneaking you cannot go over broken bridges. You have to jump if you want to do that. It was a ritual, so I still have 2 actions to play. I can get out safely. So I think I want to play something that's more passive. So I do want to move. I can move 1 with this, which I need to do actually. Do I? I can move 1 close to Osco. The risky thing is I need to get the other cog, and I can't get it because Osco cannot move. So I need to pass. If I keep waiting, the beast can get closer. So either I need to get there with Olga, but then we're both close by, and can I open any gate? If I can open any gate. Okay, so I think it's better for me to aim towards gate 3 and then open that one. So I can with 1, I'm already nearby actually with this path, so I can already decide to exchange cargo for a free action. So I prefer to not use this and keep exchange cargo for another time. So if I can move 2 steps, I can get here, but I prefer to sneak because else Osco is stuck by the bridge. I can use a sneak through here, but then I need to sneak twice. Do I have any sneak? I don't think. I think Osco can sneak with... Yeah, he can sneak when I get insane. So maybe it's it's good to get insane. But I don't know if it's smart to rush getting insane. If it's even possible. I'm deciding to play Despair as Olga. I was thinking of passing, but then I'm still 1 location away. I'm not actually, because it's not counted as nearby with the broken bridge, so it's 2 locations away. So Olga will not be the target. If you can attack, the beast will attack. So if I'm on the path and the beast will attack, I can still get damaged as Olga. And if I get a card like Stalk where you can jump 1, I will get damaged anyway. So it's best to move at least 1 step. So for that I want to play Despair, which means that I will do this. I do need to start passing because I'm getting out of energy. It says gain 3 spirits and move 1, which is nice. So we get, I will just put them here. I got 3 spirits and then I can move 1 step. I'll move like this. So I'll be on the same location as Oscar. There we go. So I will use 2 of my spirit tokens. And I'll keep 1 for later. So what do I want to place it on? Well, moving is nice. I can also get more temporary stamina. So I'll just increase my pool by 1 for the current round. Any stamina tokens I'm not using, I can convert to spirit. So I can also use it as a new spirit later on if I want to get it back. I will get discarded back to 8. I don't have 8 cards. It costs me actions to get deeds. So maybe it's also something nice to do. And then I'll just put move to. There we go. Then we start with Lovar. Damage target, priority 1, 1 wound, not applicable. Nearby to beasts, not applicable either. The real cargo holder, we switched it. So right now it is... Did I switch it? Well, I can switch it. I think I should have switched it. I think I forgot to do that. So currently I have the real cargo on Askel. And then I need to switch the damage token because the priority would be on priority level 3. Stress target, most total stress is also Askel, so Askel will have both the damage target and the stress target. Performance menu rituals, don't have any for beasts. Draw a ploy card. Let's see what the beast will do. The beast will do the second logo, doing the nest action, so it's more of a passive card. This one hasn't been played yet, so I'll block it. I cannot actually play it because I don't have any stamina, so it's not applicable. Then we attack with ferocity. This one, even if we have enough spirits, we cannot play it because it has already been done this round. Then we play the top one, which costs 1. We don't have any energy, and then we attack again. So in this case, we cannot do anything. Oh no, what do? If the beast didn't perform any actions or ploys, it will pass later. So first, draw a ploy card, and then this go. Okay, so we've done that, we've done. Draw dark rituals and place as many. I'll just draw it. We don't have any spirits to place anyway, so nothing here. If the player has passed or the beast didn't perform any, then the beast passes. Okay, so we start with passing. Let's see what happens. End of turn, unless the beast starts. Flip this card when the beast has passed. When the beast passes, convert unused stamina to spirits. We have used all of them. Resolve any... So this is... The first is probably gonna activate more if you pass as a scoundrel and the beast still have stamina. So if you rush with passing, it can be helpful to get your energy back or stamina as a scoundrel, but it means that the beast will most likely get more spirits as well. It says a resolve after your pass effects. Ooh, do we have that? Not yet. Plead the top card of the D deck. Boom. What do we get? We discard it. 2. So the beast gets 2 spirits. There we go. If the beast was the first player to pass, it gets the first player token. I'll place it next to the beast here. There we go. Then we start with Askel. Start of turn. I can use spirits. I don't have spirits. I don't have it on the board. Oh wait. I switch color because I switched these boards during the setup, during my explanation. So just for my own sanity, I will switch colors here. Alright, so I cannot perform any of that. I can perform 1 of 2 actions or pass, but in this case I need to pass anyway, so I might as well try to play as much as I can, which there's nothing to do. So I guess I have to pass. It's a bit of an unfortunate turn for Askel, but it is what it is. So for Askel, I need to do this after passing. If you were the first to pass, no, I wasn't. Spend unused stamina, I don't have. Resolve after you pass effects, I don't have the gaze. You may plead a deed or a remnant, so that means I can plead any of these, meaning removing the card and getting spirits, which is helpful, but it means that my total hand of cards will also be diminished. Is there anything here that I want to, because I think it's nice to have spirits for Askel. Each scoundrel up to 2 location scavengers, which is a way for me to get more healing for Olga. And this one is reveal. I currently have them revealed as well anyway, so I will plead this. aka I will just discard it, and then I will get the amount of spirits. If you do not have the first player token, I may place, so I may immediately start placing them as well. Well, that's helpful. I could place 2 as well, so I win easier, but maybe I want to get the sane sanity then for Askell to happen. He's a bit more safer, so I will go for the sane ambition for Askell. So that means I will place it like this. Nothing of this curse is affecting you. What was happening? There's a lot to keep in mind, especially when you play solo. Whenever you gain deeds, I haven't gained a deed yet, after you pass. So I guess that's right now. If you have moved, the beast may move 1. I didn't do that. When resting, do not gain deeds. Resting is this. So I still have the curse. Okay. Ooh, that means that this also goes, right? Because the end of round, that's unfortunate. Let's see, if you are on a house, I'm not. I can discard stress, so that's something you want to keep in mind if you're high on stress. Sanity check, I'm alive. Discard down to 8. Return stamina and ability tokens. Then we go to Augur. Spend on your stamina, resolve after you pass, which is the gaze, right? After you pass. They must remove a total of 2 spirits starting with rituals and then their supply. Okay, so I don't have I can keep this on the board. I'm not using this. I'm not gonna lose this either way. So it's when I plead, so I'm not there yet. You may plead a deed or a remnant. In this case I must, because I have the gaze as Augur, so I must plead. Doesn't matter which one. No, so I prefer to plead as much as I can. But maybe I want to get a lower cost card. And they are both costed 2. Scavenge is better. Sneak and scavenge is also good. I want to keep the sneak. I think I will remove chant. I have to plead, so I get 2 spirits. You may plead a deed or a remnant. So I can choose a remnant too, right? But no, I must plead a deed specifically. Or not? No, I must plead. So I can also plead this, but it's until the end of the round. Which is... The round is ended once everybody has passed. So that means I can discard this for 2 actually. Which is way better, because then this one is gonna be gone anyway. There we go. I also get 2, so that's okay. You could keep this instead of discarding this, because if the beast is not the first to pass, then the beast might still have a turn to attack me, so then I might want to keep it. But in this case, I'm the last one, so it's way better to discard this one instead. Then they must remove a total of 2 spirits starting with rituals. So, remove. So that means I lost them completely, which means that my total of spirits for Augur is going lower. Oh, that's this spirit for you. Then you gain 2 of your removed spirits. 1 to your board and 1 to your supply. So Lova gets 1 here and 1 here. Scoundrels must rest. So, oh, I can get rid of the gaze and I must rest. Okay, that's good to know. So I need to play this ability, rest, while on a house to get rid of the gaze for Augur. So if it gets a bit too much, that's a way for me to remove it. The other way for me to lose it is if Lova decides to give it to Askell whenever you can place this. So for example, uses Lurk, you can give a nearby scoundrel the gaze. If you do not have the first play token, you may place rituals. Well, luckily for Mr. or Mrs. Lova, I already lost all of them. Or not? No, I have 3 of them here actually, so I can place them back. So let me do that. I do want to move too with Augur. I want to be able to get away. I'm gonna place 3 because I'm scared that Lova might be able to place 2 of them. It's a risk. We have to see. There's no fire or abyssal stuff. I'm not on a house. Sanity check is okay. So that's okay. Return star. Okay. This goes back. This goes back and this goes back. Okay. Lova already passed, so now everybody has passed. End of round. Check for end of round effects on the game. I don't have an end of round currently on here. Spirit decay. Whenever players are tied, each player returns 1 spirit to the board, not to the display. No one is tied. We have the ability to do a Scoundrel's Gambit. So currently both are revealed. Everybody within Cargo can do this. Well, let's just skip this because they are both reviewed, so there's nothing I can do. Oh, there's something I could have done actually. Should I do that? Yeah, I'm learning anyway. So before passing, I'm swapping, so it says exchange cargo with a nearby scoundrel, which means that the person who's doing that can hide them both and switch them around. Since I'm playing alone, I can choose which one to give which. So I keep the real cargo on Askel. So then we get to the Scoundrel's Gambit, and then I can say at the end of the round, all scoundrels with hidden cargo may participate. It's kind of a fun mechanic because normally you don't know what your cargo is unless you check your cargo, which is something you can do during this game. But in this case, it's helpful when you play solo because you know where they are. Right? Scoundrels place a hand on their cage and they reveal it. So you reveal it all at the same time. You get rewarded if you're correct. I can remove a stress and gain 1 spirit. Oh, remove stress doesn't happen because I don't have stress on Olga. I can gain a spirit, but I prefer to keep it hidden. Okay, so I'm not doing it. That's the end of the round. Okay. So then we go to the new round. As you can see, unlike Beast, where your hands get refilled back to ability cards 3 or 4 depending on Hunter or Beast, and refilling the action cards back in your hand in Hollow Pact, they are not getting refilled. The only way to get new ones is to play Rest, which gains 2 deeds. So another way, gain a deed here, for example. It's a way for you to also do that. So that's the first round. Then we can start with the second round. Scoundrel 1 wound away from dying, no. Nearby Beast, no. Real cargo holder, we don't know because I keep them both revealed. Closest scoundrel, they are both at the same location. Scoundrel with the most damage, that would be Olga. Ui ui ui. So it would have been helpful to instead give the Scoundrel Gambit. I might as well do it. I mean, I'm learning now anyway, so let's just do that. So let's say during the Scoundrel Gambit, I reviewed this one for Askel. That means that Askel removes 1 stress. So 1 stress goes back. I need to shuffle this as well. And I gain 1 spirit. There we go. And now that means that the real cargo holder will be Askel. So that means that the damage target will go to Askel. Stress target is the scoundrel with the most stress, which is also Askel. He has 1. So both targets will be Askel. This means that Olga can now, because now that they are set, Olga can now run, for example, towards here. Oh, and if the beast first moves and then attacks, then it won't go for Olga. If it starts with attacking, then Olga can still get damage. So it is risky. If you can attack, you will attack, even though the priority is not the same one as that you are linked to. So we perform as many rituals we don't have. Then we draw a ploy card. Let's see what we have. We start with attack immediately. Move to an attack. Okay, so let's first block the play action. So we move to an attack. Is that possible? No, it's not possible. Because the broken bridge is here. So it will be 1, 2, 3. It cannot move over the broken bridge unless it's jumping. So this is not considered nearby. So it cannot do this. What's the next step? Let's unblock this one. The moon, which is the third the third ability, which is Gleam. So I would need to pay 2. With Lovar specifically, they will go back to the remove pile. It says move to, then all scoundrels on a forest gain a stress. It starts with move 2. Boom boom. All scoundrels on the forests. Scoundrels are not on the forests. So then this is done. The second one, it costs 0. Each scoundrel chooses a deed to discard. Oh, it's discard, it's not pleading. So that means I get rid of 2 cards. I think I'll get rid of this one. Just like this. Scavenge, sneak, discard stress. I don't have an issue with stress currently. It could be rapidly going bad very soon, but you never know. Then move 1. Okay, so 1 more move 1, boom. We move this way, Lovar is at the same location. So 2 actions have been performed, so ploy is done. Draw a dark ritual card, perform as much as you can. It doesn't say keep 3, so I just put 1 on the warp, which is here. No one has passed, so the beast doesn't pass. Then we go to Askel. I want to get more progress into the game. How do I do that? I need to go to the inner city. So I need to unlock a gate. So I need to get 2 of the cogs. There is a bridge, so I prefer to sneak first with Asko, and then I can run with Olga over it. Then it will break the bridge, so then Lova cannot get to us easily. I think that's a good way to do that. So I can use 1 stamina to move 1. If you have 2 or less deeds, which I do, I can gain a spirit. So normally I do want to refill on deed cards, so I think it's good to start with run. So I've already used it now. No, I just said I should sneak first. I will keep the move after maybe. So let's start with the sneak, which is this one. So I will start with sneak, meaning that I will already go through all of my stamina quite fast, but it is what it is. It is the best action for now. I pay 2 stamina. Then it says in any order sneak or scavenge in any order. So do I want to scavenge on the flood or on the forests? What's better for Asko? The flood will give stress removal and the forest will give spirits and rituals. I want to get more on the board, so I prefer to have more spirits and rituals. So I will first move, so I will do sneak 1. Sneaking means that I'm not breaking the bridge, and then I scavenge. So then I get a remnant card. It's a reaction card. Ash Bomb whenever or when another nearby player attacks, shoves or exchange cargo. Discard 2 spirits, cancel the attack. Okay, so if I keep 2 spirits, okay, so you get more powerful, but I need to have more spirits for this to occur. Okay, it's interesting. I can use an instant to pick up this actually with the schematic. So now I have picked up both of them. If I am nearby a gate and both have been picked up, I can use 1 of the spirits, boom, to open the gate. Perfect. When you open a gate, reveal when you open. So not when I go through, but when I reveal. So I can reveal it now. So this is the new location. It has a watchtower. It has a landmark. Spend 1 stamina to gain 3 spirits. And the watchtower, you can spend 1 stamina to get a token, a special token, which is, where is that? This one. You can get this token. It grants immunity of effect tokens. So that is something that will be revealed during the new schematic. So normally when you get into a new district it reveals, but I guess I can already reveal it. Because the first part is already revealed. Set up spread. So spread means for spread you need to get a terrain token. It's 1 of the 4. It shows forests. It means that I need to place spread on all the forest tokens. So if I would get this token again, so the next turn it would spread, I would get forest again. I cannot place more. The only reason why you can reshuffle is because more districts can be reviewed or more inner cities, and then I would place these tokens on the forest tokens that don't have a spread token yet. Randomly, I already shuffled these on each uncovered district like this. These are curse levels, so these are probably what I need to collect. Okay, so that's what I need to go for. Pass without taking any actions or spend 1 spirit. I can't do that. And this one is when resting, do not gain deeds. Okay, so I can play a rest, which is 1 cost. Do I want to get rid of this? Because I'm at a limit of 2 curses, right? So that means I cannot get any more curses. After you pass, if you have moved, the piece may move 1. Yeah, I don't want that. So I'm resting. It says gain 2 deeds. I do not gain any deeds. So that means that this curse is now gone. There we go. I'm 1 curse less for Asko. So I'm spending my spirits. Meaning on the forests I get a remnant, which is a reaction card. When another player performs a ritual, discard 1 spirit, gain the same amount of spirits that would go back to the player's supply. Okay, so I basically have a way to get more spirits. Great. Good. And then it also says move 1. So I'm moving 1. There we go. So that's done. Did I use 3 stamina tokens? For what did I use 3? I paid 2. And then did I pay 1? I don't think I did. So then we go to Augur. Alright, so for Augur I have an ability, an option to perform a ritual. This has to be done at the beginning, I believe, actually, of your turn. Yeah, so you can place as many spirits as you want on a ritual whenever you want during your turn, but only at the start of your turn can you actually perform the ritual. So that means that other players have the option to place spirits to match what you have, so that way you cannot perform the ritual, for example. I am currently close to the beast, so that means that I will become a damage target. Olga currently has 2 wounds, so I do want to run away from this beast. So I do want to spend 3. It's a bit of overkill, but it is what it is. After performing, each other player that bid gets 1 spirit back to the board and the remaining to the supply. So the beast gets 1 back to the board. I can move 2. So I move, boom, boom. I do move normally over this bridge, meaning I would get a broken bridge token here. So the beast is currently, there we go. And then I have 2 things to do as Olga. Maybe I want to pass. During the first turn, players with the first token cannot pass. So I can pass if I want as Olga, meaning I would just do nothing. Because passing is if you don't play an action card. So I can perform a ritual and still pass. What would be the benefit? I am now in safety. If I would pass, I can get these 3 staminas converted into spirits. So I would get 3 spirits for Olga, which would be helpful. Downside is that the Lova would also get 4 spirits. And we would spread again. So there will be more fire. What does fire do? When I pass on the file, I gain a wound. So I want to make sure to not be on a location like that. Let's see, I moved 2 steps. Olga's here. I only have 1 card here. So I want to at least perform this to block my green ability, which is rest, which means I would get 2 deeds. Oh, I get 2 deeds. What are they? Both 0 costs. This one get more deeds. Okay, so it costs 1 deed to play 2 deeds. Doesn't give any benefit to the beast at least, so that's helpful. And you can plead it for 3. That's a lot. This one only 1 plead for... the artwork is amazing, wow. In any order, scavenge and shove. Then the beast gains 1 spirit. See, so this costs 0. It gives you a lot of benefits, but it also gives the beast a benefit. It's like all of those dark action cards from beast. It's interesting. I don't want the beast to get a spirit. But scavenge and shove can be helpful, especially shoving. If the beast is on my location, I can push it away for safety. I can push it over the bridge to break it as well. I think I want to just play this. I'm safe. So this way I can just get more. So I'm playing my 2nd card. And that way I can get 2 deeds. Because I can also use these for Oscar. Pitfall in any order. Sneak 1, check cargo. And unrest. Choose 1. Gain the top card of the deed. Discard power or discard 1 stress from a scoundrel. So you can help each other. Okay, interesting. Those were 2 actions, so I'm done. There's nothing for spirits I can place, so that means that I am done with Olga. Alright, then I start with the beasts. Nearby, no. Real cargo holder, yes. So Oscar is still the damage target, and he's also the stress target because he has the most amount of stress, which is 1. Perform rituals. I can perform ritual. That's... no. I performed move 2 here, so that means that this one should have gone back to the supply, to the board. So you always start with the ritual. Draw a ploy card. And let's start. We start with attacking. Do we have a move to get in range? No, so we cannot attack. Then we start with the moon. Moon, what does the moon do? Let's gleam. I cannot do that because that costs 2 spirits. I only have 1. Then we have, well, I do have 2 stem, 2 of these, move 2, so I can't do that. Move 2 and gain a curse. So how do I move? I move through, closest way is through this. I've really put the beast in a conundrum. Discard 1 card to move through mists. Okay, and instead of discarding, it was 1 stamina. So I need to move through 2 mist, so it would cost me 2 stamina. And it already cost me 2 to move 2. So I need to pay 2 more. It's I think it's like one of the best scenarios you could get. Just get the beast in the corner of this one. Now I can move 2. And then I get a curse. What's the new curse? Inhale. There we go. Play when a scoundrel plays a reaction. Okay, and then I can pay a spirit to cancel the reaction. Then I cannot perform the last action because I don't have 3 spirits. So I only performed 1 of the 2. So that means I did not pass. So round is ending. Or turn is ending, I should say. Now we go back to Askel. So what can I do? Scavenge and shove. I can sneak. Sneaking doesn't do much right now. Gain the top card of the deed pile with this card. I'm thinking of passing because the beast doesn't have stamina, so she's not getting any spirits. I have stamina, so I would get a spirit, and I think a spirit could be quite nice. Because I still have this, that I need to have at least 2 spirits on 3 rituals, and I have 2 actions that are helpful with discard spirits, so I do want spirits. So I'm gonna pause actually. I'm not gonna perform a ritual, step 1. Step 2, I'm not gonna perform any actions, so that means I'm passing. After passing, if you were the first to pass, I'm not passing on a fire. I'm also not passing on a house, so I'm not getting rid of my stress. If you were the first to pass, gain the first player token. There we go. I guess I'll just put it here. There we go. Spend unused stamina to gain spirits. There we go, that's what I wanted. Reserve after you pass, I don't have that. You may plead a deed or a remnant. It gives me 3. It costs me 2 spirits. This one I need to have spirits saved up. So I think I want to discard Ash Bomb. There we go. Then I'm pleading, because then I'm getting 3 spirits. There we go. I do have the first player token, so I cannot use them immediately to place on rituals. That's one way to avoid instantly, I guess, passing, getting 3 spirits and instantly putting them in here, forcing the rest to pass. Resolve that, affecting me, so that means getting a wound in this case, in this scenario. If you are on a house, I'm not. Synergy, I'm okay. Discard, I'm okay. Return. Okay, so I just reset for the next round. Then we go to Olga. Do I have any on rituals? I do not. I am currently 1 away from the beast, which is not that ideal. And I do want to pass on a house so I can get rid of my gaze token. How do I get to the house? I need to go up. I can pay 1 to move 1, and I can pay 1 to sneak 1. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Pay 1, move 1, move a watchtower. I can activate it as an instant. Allows the player on a location to spend 1 mana to secretly look at the face down escape while secretly I'm playing together. That would be very helpful, but then I lose my other stamina. And then I don't have a way to walk, do I? Yeah. So I'm not gonna activate it. Instead, I'm gonna pay 1 to play Pitfall. Then I can sneak 1. Sneak is just a regular move in this case. And then I can check my cargo. Which, oh, what a surprise. It is not the real one. I keep it hidden. So that's 2 actions. You may plead. In this case, it says you must plead. I'm pleading this one. So that gives me 1 spirit. They must remove a total of 2 spirits starting with rituals. I don't have. Then supplies. So this one is a ooh. So I don't have that much spirits for Olga. It's not that nice. Then I get 2 back to my supply. There we go. 1 to my board, 1 to the supply. Olga doesn't have stress, but I do get rid of the gaze. There we go. And then I just reset this for the next round again. There we go. Our score is closest. So Oscar gets the damage target. Then we have the stress target also being Oscar. Then perform rituals. We don't have any on the rituals. Then we get a ploy card. Ploy card shows that we use the attack, which I cannot use because I only have 2 spirits. Then I can use this one. I can offer the damage target, so Oscar can choose. Plead a random deed, and the beast gains those spirits. A random deed, so I need to shuffle these. So I would lose one of these. Or the beast gains 1 stamina. If I give the beast 1 stamina, it would be... I cannot use it, so that means that the beast will gain 1 spirit because it's converted to spirits. So the question is, do I want to give the beast 1 spirit? Or do I want to give it 2 spirits? Yeah, okay, I'm going for 1 spirit. So the beast gains a temporary token. This is a extra stamina. And then this one cannot be performed, no, cannot be performed. So we're done with performing. Then we go to the rituals. Then keep 3 spirits. So I don't have more than 3, so I don't put anything on the rituals. Then we say if a player is passed, yeah, we did. So now we pass as the beast. Convert this to spirits, so we move it back. Then we get 1 spirit for lower. We move these back. Delete the top card, so we just remove this. The beast gets 2 spirits. If the beast was not the first to pass, it was not, then draw a dark ritual and place spirits accordingly. Upgrade. Okay, now a couple of these upgrade cards. It means that the first upgrade is done, then the second card, and the third one. So we upgrade. That means that we spend 2. We can spend 2. Then we get this upgrade. Then we can spend 2 again. Yeah. Then we buy this one. And then we've done 2 upgrades. Then we go to warp. If upgrade would have been here, we don't have enough, so then we go to the next step. So now this one goes to the ritual warp. Okay, so now this beast's turn is done. So now we have spirit decay. Nothing is matching. Now the fire came and we drew the forest, so spread doesn't happen. Scandal's Gambit I don't want to perform. So then we go to the next turn. Oscar is over here. I want him to go to the new district, so I want him to move a lot if possible. Don't have that many cards though. If move 1, and I have gained the top card of the discard pile, so I would be able to get move 1 back. Let's start with just paying a stamina. Then I will use rest. There we go. This will give me 2 deeds. I'm getting, let me see. I have Bloodlust, and Scavenge, and what is it? Exchange cargo. Okay, and I have a move 2 and shove. First of all, before I do that, I was able to use this if I wanted, but I'm not going to do that because I want to go for the Master of Spirits. So what I do want to do is I do want to win this one. I need 1 more spirit for me to complete my ambition. Meaning that I do want to get another spirit. So what's the best way for me to get spirits? Okay, if I'm gonna cheat a little bit, I will say that I will first perform run and then I will perform rest, because then I would have 2 or less cards. The only difference is that I would gain a spirit. So let's just do that for now. So it would be a move 1. And then I get a spirit. Then I would play rest, then I get these 2 cards, then I'm back to 4. Meaning that now I do have enough, so I can place all my spirits here. Means that currently I have matched this same ambition, having at least 2 spirits on 3 rituals. The reward is gain 3 deeds. This one has been completed. I'll put it here, and I get 3 deeds. Something to keep in mind Once I form an ambition, I need to get one of the insane ambitions and discard them. Same as if I would perform an insane ambition, that means I need to discard one of the other sane ambitions. Because normally when you do not play Oracle mode, so you don't play solo mode, you only get one blue card and one red card, and you only need to complete one to win. Since I'm sharing a hand, I have 2 of each, but this means that I need to discard the other one because it's not needed anymore. Meaning I need to discard either this one, rest another insane scoundrel's location, which is quite possible if I keep them together. This one is I need to get more deeds and not pleading, and I get spirits. I think that one is nice as well. I'm gonna go for that. I do need to make the decision now. These cards I don't use anymore. Reward was gain 3 deeds, which are these ones. I get adapt from the beast game. Let's see, it says move 1 and gain 1 deed. This one says scavenge, discard 1 stress. And this one says move 1. Then you may review your cargo to move 1. Meaning if the cargo is already reviewed, I cannot get that benefit anymore. So I need to unreview this one. Then I go to Augur. What do I want to do with Augur? I will play bargain. So this says move 1. Then you may review your cargo to move 1. It's currently not revealed, so I can play this for Augur. So I would start with playing bargain. There's only 1 cost. And I move 1, so I move Augur to here. And then you may review your cargo. Yes, to move 1. I'm gonna move her here, which is gonna be a forest. I did move through an undiscovered district, so that means that this time I do get a stress token. And it's 2. I want to use my spirit. Maybe I'll put it on void. If the beast doesn't get any spirits on void, then I can use void for free basically, with just 1 spirit. I do want to get to this location. I'll play Shapeless Shelter. So this one says cost 1 stamina. Move 1, gain 1 deed. And move Augur here. Getting a new card in my hand. It's gonna be Secret Whispers. Move 1, check cargo. So if you check cargo, you can also decide to, you can see what you have and put it back to hidden. I believe if it's revealed, you can also use this to put it back to hidden. No, it says here, effects such as rituals, remnants, or exchanging cargo may conceal revealed cargo. So not checking cargo. So yeah, I can also do want Augur to move 1 more step, because when I pass, then I can get my stamina back, and then I have enough to pick up the cargo. So I do need to move 1. So I think I'm just gonna play this dart to move 1. There we go. And then we go to the beasts. Also, maybe I should have looked at this before. So what are the upgrades? Boundless Grasp. After you perform Gleam, all scoundrels on your current terrain type also gain 1 stress. Okay, so I need to make sure to try to avoid being on the forest locations. Mesmerizing Light. When a scoundrel has their gaze, their cargo is always revealed. Ooh, okay, that's that's a tricky one. Okay, let's start with assigning the damage target as stress target. So that would be real cargo holder, which is Askell. And then most total stress. That would be Augur. So Augur is now becoming the stress target. Then we perform as many rituals as possible, which the beast is not winning this fight for warp. Then we draw a card from deploy deck. It starts with attacking, which I don't have any energy for. Spirits. And I can pay 2 to move 2. That's possible. If you moved to your terrain type, move 1. Okay, so let's mark this that I did this. If I moved to my terrain type, I did not. I'm moving 2 steps like this to Askell. And I can pay 1 to move 1. Oh, I'm already at my location. Or attack. Then review the score. No, I can definitely attack. I am on the location of Askell, so I pay 1. Then attack. That means that Askell will get 1 damage. Review the scoundrel's cargo. It's already reviewed. Okay, so that's done. And we draw a dark ritual card. keep 3 spirits. So I don't have 4 or more spirits, so this is also done. And then we're done with the beast's turn. Go back to Oscar. I want Oscar to move. Well, I do have these, of course. If I scavenge now, I will be on a rubble, which will allow me to heal later if needed. I will start with that. And I will scavenge first. I get a remnant. Transfusion device. Discard 2 deeds to gain 5 spirits. Ooh. Ooh. And I can discard 1 wood actually, so it's still healing. But then I would give the other scoundrel the wound. Okay, that's interesting. If you play semi-co-op, you can just hurt each other like that. So I can play it at any time, discard 2 deeds to gain 5 spirits. Or I do want to have this, which means that I need to have 5 or more deeds. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I would use this, I'm gonna go to 4, which means I don't have this anymore. I haven't played a card yet, so that means I can still pause, which I think I might want to do that instead. I'm gonna use all my spirits to get away from the beast, and then I will pass. That way I can also pass without taking any actions. I can get rid of this curse as well. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I scavenged 1, and now I can move 1. I'm gonna go down, and I will spend these 2 spirits. I will be able to move 2 steps. Then I'm gonna move 1, and I'm gonna move here for 2 steps. Lova gets this spirit back. I am currently on a... what was this again? On a landmark, so I can spend 1 stamina to gain 3 spirits, which sounds amazing. And I do have 1 stamina. I'm gonna pass anyway, so if I would pass with the stamina here, I would get 1 spirit. But in this case, I can spend 1 stamina to gain 3 spirits. So I'm gonna spend 1 stamina, get 3 spirits. Can perform this as well. Discard 1 stress, exchange cargo. Okay, so I can exchange cargo, which makes both of us hide the cargo, which can be very helpful for the Scoundrel's Gambit, which is coming up. So that means that I do want to perform this. I can discard 1 stress, so this will be gone, and I can exchange cargo. Meaning that they both get hidden, and then I can choose how to swap them. Normally the other person doesn't know what are you gonna swap it with, but in this case, because I'm playing solo, I can just say that Oscar is gonna keep the real cargo. It means that the damage target will be different, because the real cargo holder is not known anymore to the beast. So I've performed rituals, I've activated a landmark, and I've not performed any actions, meaning I can pass now. Yes, so I will pass. I can decide to put spirits on the board actually, so I might as well. I think I'll put this here so I can warp whenever I want. I get the first player token to Oscar. You may play a deed, plead a deed or a remnant. I'm going to do that. This one is passed without taking action, so this one I can get rid of. Put it here. I may plead. This one says have 5 or more deeds and do not plead. Which I can also do as Olga. I think Oscar's getting more spirits anyway, so I want to have Olga get the spirits. Yeah, I will plead unrest. So that will give me... I still have 5 or more cards, so this will still be activated. And this will say I can get 2 spirits. There we go. Any fire does not affect me. I am not on a house. Sanity check is okay. Discard is okay. Return stamina and bleed tokens. Go to Olga. I can perform ritual. I can gain temporary stamina to 1 deed. So I will do that. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna perform this. Get 1 temporary token. And I will get a deed. What am I getting? 3 costs. Ooh. Elude. Move 2, gain 4 spirits. It does cost 3 stamina, so that's your entire turn basically. But that sounds quite good. So, okay. After you pass, if you don't plead, I'm not gonna plead, so I can maybe combine this. So it will says move 1. So I will play this for efficiency purposes. It says it costs me 1 stamina. Move 1, check cargo. I'm going to move 1. Go. Then I can check cargo. Oh, surprise. We knew that. I performed my actions. I don't have a 0-cost card, so I'm basically done for Olga. So now I'm passing. I may plead the deed to get a remnant, which I will not do. Resolve doesn't happen. I'm passing on a house, so I can discard my 2 stress. There we go. Discard to hand limit, return abilities to side. Okay, so this one goes back to the pot. And then this one is completed. So the reward is 3 spirits. So this one is done. Meaning that this is also discarded. So at least for our contract, we have completed the ambitions. So we have an option to go for the legendary escape. Also means that I didn't plead, so I can move 1. Means Olga is going to move this way. And Olga is now going to be... I was saying maybe I should move Olga back actually for the cog, but I already reviewed the district, so that seems unfair now for me. So I'm gonna get a new token. Because I moved into an undiscovered district. And we go to Lover. What is Lover going to do? Closest scoundrel. Which one is closest? 1, 2, 3. Asko. So Asko is the damage target. Olga has the most stress, so Olga is the stress target. Perform rituals. I cannot do that. Draw a ploy card. Let me first these aside. So we draw a ploy card. Dark Whispers. I don't have enough spirits to do so. I do have 1 stamina. So this one is performed. Review the cargo. That's the actual cargo. Gain 1 spirit, then move 1. So we gain 1 spirit and then move 1, which is, what's the fastest path? Going down. There we go. Second one is the moon. That is Gleam. We do have enough cost, so Gleam will be activated. We block this card, so Gleam doesn't be activated again. And we put these back in here. And it said here, after you perform Gleam, all scoundrels on your current terrain type also gain 1 stress. They are both. They are both on the forests. So they are both getting stress. So gain 1 stress means a stress token, not specifically a stress with the number 1. So let's give this one to Asko and this one to Olga. There we go. It's after you perform Gleam actually. It doesn't matter too much, I think. It says move 1, then all scoundrels gain 1 stress. So it's basically the same flavor text, it just happens twice. So I can move 2 steps. Boom, boom. And then it said all scoundrels gain 1 stress. So they both get more stress. It's a 2 token. And this is a 1 token. Meaning that Olga is currently on 4 stress. And Asko on 3. We hit the threshold of 4, meaning that Olga becomes insane. So our abilities get stronger. But we also get closer to dying. By the sanity check. So if I get 3 or less stress, I get back to the sane side. If I have 7 or more and I pass and I'm at step 7 with my sanity check, I will be fully dead. Dark Rituals, it tells me to draw, but I can't use it, so nothing happens. Then we pass. And then when we pass, we convert. Well, we have used all the stamina, so that doesn't happen. After you pass effects doesn't happen either. Bleed the top card of the D deck. So we get 3 spirits all over. Then draw a Dark Ritual and place accordingly. 2 on Void. Okay. Then upgrade. It costs 2, so I can't do that. And then the remaining one goes for Vigor. Couple things. First we have end of round, we have spread, meaning that we need to get a token. It's gonna be houses. That means that we need to place these on all of the houses. Usually like 1 per board, so that's 2 houses. There we go. Spirit Decay, whenever players are tied on a ritual, each player returns 1 to that board. No one is tied. And we can do the Scoundrel's Gambit. Currently, this one is already revealed. I would just gain a stress for Olga, so I'm not gonna perform the Scoundrel's Gambit. And now we go back to the next round. I can discard 2 deeds to gain 5 spirits. But I think I want to keep it, because if I need to discard a wound, if Asko is close to dying, I can just give it to Olga instead. Okay, so now I have to figure out what to do with Osco. Yeah, I do want to get this one and this one. So to do that, I need to spend 2 stamina to pick up each of these cogs. Osco currently has 1 damage, or 1 wound. Olga has 2. But since Olga is not 1 wound away from dying, Osco will be the nearby target. Yeah, so if I would move 1, then we have the same distance, and then Scoundrel with the most damage, so Olga will become the target. Meaning I do want to get here, and I want to get rid of the beasts. Can I do that? So this says move 2 and shove, which would be helpful because I can get rid of the beast, but then I only have 1 stamina left. I could use Shade Walk actually, I have 2 spirits. So then I can move. It costs us an action, but I still have stamina. If I gain stress, I get a stamina. I will get stress when I walk through mist, so that sounds like a really good thing to do. It's a bit overkill. I should have put the spirit on Wrath instead, because then was a 1 cost spirit to move 1 as well for free, but I don't have that right now. And I do want to keep this for later as a evacuation method. So I will spend 2 spirits. I will block my 3rd ability, and then I can Shade Walk. I can move 1. I would move 1. This gets me stress. If you gain stress when moving, gain a stamina token. So I do get 1 stamina for Oscar, so that means he has 4 stamina. It's quite nice. So I will use an action to pick up a cog. So then I will pick this one up. There we go. That would be my 2nd action, so I cannot perform any more actions. It does cost me 2 stamina. There we go. The beast gains a curse. Always fun when that happens, huh? We have amazing artwork. What else do we have? Curse a Scoundrel. It needs to be the damage target, which is currently still Oscar. After you pass, discard a deed. Discard, so not plead. So that means I do not get any stamina or any spirits for it. What else do we have? So I can now move 1 and shove, as opposed to move 1 and then I can get a spirit if I have a specific amount of deeds. 1 stamina for 2 deeds becomes 3 deeds. The swap is still the same, and then Shade Walk becomes Sneak, and it is a 1 spirit cost. So it's more movement options that I have now. 2 actions have been performed. So that means that we go to Olga. What do you want to do with Olga? They're both insane. Okay, so if I get a token of 3, I'm on my limit already. I do want to use my spirits to match the beast so that the beast cannot perform Void, because it would gain a deed and the Scoundrel gains a stress. I'm already high on stress for both of them, so I don't want that to happen. Do I want to match this one so the beast cannot move too? Yeah, I don't want the beast to move, so I'll just spend my spirits just so that the beast cannot move. Olga is here. Cog is there, so I want to maybe rush this. So I need to use 1 stamina to move 1, which I can do that with Dart. I won't gain a spirit because I'm not moving into the beast's terrain. So we get a... what was the rubble? We got a rubble token. Okay, so... ooh, that's not good. That's a lot. Look at that. Insane. Okay. So now I can continue. Okay, let's go back. I pay 1. I block this. So I can move 1. Move 1. We want to move with Olga, not with the board. We move 1. And then I'm gonna spend my remaining 2 stamina to pick up this cog. I'll use 2 stamina. Then we are at 0. Then I can pick up this cog. Then the beast gains a curse, which is gonna be Spirit Edge. Curse a Scoundrel. It goes to... oh, I already placed it good by accident. So Olga is now cursed. After you have passed, the beasts may place a spirit on a ritual from the supply. It's a new one. This was swamp. We have a swamp here. And then we go to Lova. I am nearby to the beast, so that means that Askol will stay the damage target. Currently, the stress is equal. So with the least sanity left, which would be 7 and 9, so that means Olga is closer to hitting the sanity threshold, so Olga will get the stress target. Perform as many rituals as we can, we just match them, so that's not possible for the beast. Then we draw a ploy card. Ploy card tells us to perform the last ability, but we don't have any spirits. I think I forgot to reset this. It does mean that this ability can be used because it costs 1. And it says lurk. There we go. In any order move 1, give the nearby scoundrel the gaze. So nearby will definitely be Askol. So I will give this token to him already. And then I can move 1. So this is the most advantageous to the beasts, just moving straight towards Askol. Must discard 1 card, and for Oracle mode it meant when an action requires discarding a deed, such as traversing with the mist, the beast spends 1 stamina. So the beast just spends 1 more stamina to move through the mist. The second action has been performed. Gains 3 spirits, move 1. That is possible, because I do have 2 stamina left. So gain 3 spirits. 1, 2, 3. And then I can move 1. In this case, I'm already at the location. Then we go to the Dark Ritual. I do need to draft it. There's nothing. Yeah, we do have spirits. Doesn't tell me to keep at least 3. So that means that Ferocity will not be able to be performed next time as well. I place 1 on Void, which is here. And then 2 on Wrath. And that's it. Then we go to Askol, the guy who has a lot of stress. So I can escape while being cursed, so I don't have to get rid of my curses before being able to escape. Okay, so that's I think it's better for me to just keep the curse then and just deal with it. So I want to start, I think, with performing my 0 costs action. Oh, that's different. Ah, I've read this different. So instead of it costs 2 if I want to pick it up when I'm alone, but if the scoundrels are together, it doesn't cost me any stamina to pick up the cog. Okay. My bad. So when both have been picked up, turn them face up and open both matching. So I could have already opened them at the end of last turn. In this case, I'll just do it now. So turn them face up and open both matching gates. So that's why we shuffled them. We have number 3 and number 1. Okay, so let me just get rid of these ones now. So 1 and 3 are now gone. That means that we have 2 ways to get to the escape routes. It's the last one I picked up, right? Yeah, so I can just pick it up. So if I run maybe to the different gates, easier. So I want to go towards here and we run together with Olga and Askol. The any cards that give me benefits if I'm close to each other? Move to and shove. Ooh, that's actually very good. I'll start with that. I'll play this, emerge. So it says in any order, move to a shove. So I will decide to first shove the beast away, away, away. Where do I just further away like this? I think that's the best. Let me put these ones as well. I think I'm gonna go away. Then it's better for me to move here, I think. No, here. I can move through the bridge if I want later. So that's one action. Then I can perform something else, but I don't have anything. I can move 2 now, actually, using my warp. And then I would move boom and boom. I think that's decent. So I would just break this bridge and I'll be here. I'll do this. I have used these spirits. There we go. And then that bridge is now broken. There we go. I can discard 2 deeds to gain 5 spirits. I think I'll do that now, actually, because it's still my turn. So I'm gonna play this and discard 2 deeds. I think I will discard this, so I can get 5 of these now. Do I need to be sane in order to escape, actually? Wait, when insane, a scoundrel dies when they pass the total of the stress tokens indicated on their sanity threshold. Okay, so that means 9. So I cannot be over this number while I escape. I need to be... I can escape when I'm insane. I performed my I have already performed 2 actions. I performed an instant to get my spirits. Reason why, I can now place this one here so I can move 2. Like this. Why not? Yeah, I want to keep 1 for the sneak. Then we go to Olga. If I undiscover the escape routes, I also get a sanity token. What is it? Stress token. So I want to get rid of stress. I can discard 1 stress with this card. So stress removal was swamp. So I want to scavenge on swamp. So I want to move 1 step with Olga and scavenge, but I currently cannot do anything with Olga. Yeah, I would have to pass on Olga. I may plead. Do I want to plead? If I plead, I can match the beast, so the beast doesn't gain a deed and I gain a stress, because I'm already high on stress, so I do have to do that. So I'm getting... Oh, I only have 2 spirits. If I would do that, I can only get 2. No, I'm not gonna plead. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not currently on fire, so that's okay. If I'm on a house, I may discard stress. I am on a house, so that means that I can discard a stress token for Olga. There we go. Which means I am back to my sanity level. There we go. And then I can reset this. Like that. Then we go to the beasts. What does the beast do for us? The real cargo holder is known, so that would be Oskel. So he's gonna run to the right side. Oskel does have a move too, so I can use that to run away as fast as I can. For now, sanity threshold. The stress token is also Oskel. Olga is nice and safe now. Perform as many rituals as I can. I can perform this one for the beast, so the beast will perform this. 1 goes back to the board, and the rest goes to the supply for the person who hasn't used it. So the beast gains a deed, meaning that the beast will get 1 spirit. And the scoundrel gains a stress. Well, that will be the stress target, which will be Oskel. So he is on 6 currently. Meaning if I get one of the highest tokens, which is 3, then I'm still not exceeding 9 or more. Ooh, yeah, then I would be dead. Unless I am able to get rid of some stress before my sanity check. Now we got a deploy card. It tells us to perform the second ability, the green one, and the green one is lay, which says gain 4 deeds, which is not possible because we don't have stamina. Then we don't have enough spirits for that one either. The moon, which would cost 2 spirits, which we don't have, and then this one also. So the beast doesn't do anything. We draw a dark ritual, keep 3 spirits and then spend the remaining, so this spirit stays on the board for longer. The beast passed, because you are forced to pass. Helga just passed. Complete the top card of the deed deck, so the beast gets 3 spirits. If it was not, then I can perform a dark ritual. So I place on warp, and I place an upgrade, so I get my 3rd upgrade. Very interesting. There we go. That costs 2 spirits. Yes. What does this do? After you lay, gain 1 curse or 1 deed. Okay. Then the rest goes on figure. There we go. So now he's winning on that, or she. Then the beast's turn is done. I can reshuffle my Dark Rituals deck because we run out of it. Then we reset for the next round. Then it's Askell, he's the last person because Olga has the first player token. So I placed 3 spirits here because in case the beast had to place 2 spirits or maybe even 3 spirits on warp, then I still have more chance to play a warp, you know? So I'm gonna do this. This goes back to the beasts. I can move 2 steps. So I'm gonna move boom and boom. Cannot play anything else. So that means that I will pass. I need to discard a deed after I pass. So that's during when I say I pass or after passing. Yeah, so right now I need to do this. I need to discard a deed. Discard. Ooh, just getting... I'm not getting any spirits from that, so that's unfortunate. I must plead. Oh no. Ooh. Because if I must plead, then I get rid of this, and this was one of my cards to discard stress. But now I have to do this. So I plead this, I get 1 token, and then I remove a total of 2 spirits starting with the rituals. So I remove this, and then from there supply. Okay. Like that. Then you gain 2 of your removed spirits, so Lova gets 2 back. 1 to here, 1 to the supply. And I must rest in here too. Okay, so let's continue. I'm not on fire. I may discard a stress token, which means I'm currently on 4, which means that I can flip this back around. And it means that I can also get rid of the gaze. Discard to hand limit. Well, I definitely have less than 8. I have 0. And then return tokens. That means end of the round. Check the end of the round on schematics. Then we have spread. So now we get flood. It's already done. Oh, the flood actually, no. Flood is also here. We have 2 houses and 1 flood. When a scoundrel passes on a house that has a fire, they may not discard the stress. Well, in this case, there's no fire here, so that was all okay. Spirit decay, whenever we are matching, nobody is, at least one person is always winning on the rituals right now. And then we can do a Scoundrel's Gambit, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Even if I was able to review this, Askell had the gaze on, so that means that I cannot... It was always reviewed with this upgrade. Okay, so then we start with the next round. For Askell, I want to get in here. I don't have many cards, so I do want to use Run. The beast is far away, so I don't have to rush that much. But this one says if I have 2 or less deeds, gain a spirit. So I do want to use that because that's very helpful. So I pay 1, I move 1, I move in here. Now what happens? Ooh, very lucky. So there are 3 types. In this case it doesn't matter, so I can just show you there are 3 types of escape routes. Because we're playing solo game, both scoundrels need to escape through the same location. Some of these will tell you that you need to escape within a round after the first person has escaped, quote unquote. In this case that is not the case, so see if I can find that card real quick. So we have some escape routes, and some of them, let me see. So you have 3 escape routes, 3 cards per escape route, and one of the 3 always says you have 2 rounds to escape else you're too late. We don't have that, so as long as Olga can make it to here, then we will be okay. I gain a spirit, and then I can do something else. I want to play a support role then now for Olga, so I can just play 1 stamina to gain 2 deeds. So we help Olga. It's I have Helga and Olga in my head from Beast, so it's a bit of a tricky situation. I have move 1, and I can gain the stress to move 2, and I have move 3 and shove. That's a perfect way to rush. When insane, scoundrel dice when they pass the total value of stress tokens meets or exceeds the number indicated in the sanity threshold. So I perform 2 actions for Askell. That means that Askell is now done, unless I want to... What can I do? I can match these, so that the beast cannot move. No reason for the beast to not move too, because the beast is very far away. So what do we have for Olga? We have Olga here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps away. This would give me a move of 3. And then this one will give me a move of 2. I think I'll just play this, which costs all of my stamina. Which means I do have to pass around to move again. So move 3 and shove. Well, I'm not shoving. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. I do have a spirit for scavenge. Or do I? No, I'm gonna match this so the beast doesn't have the opportunity to run that much. Okay, so that's Olga is then done. Then we go back to Lovar, the lone beast all the way here. See if she can make a return. Okay, perform any rituals. The beast is matched on all the rituals, so the beast cannot perform any rituals. Then we have a ploy card, which tells us to use 3 spirits for ferocity, which doesn't have enough. Then we have this one, which is move 1. So I can, that definitely is possible. Right, yes. That means move 1, give a nearby scoundrel. I'll just move 1 then, because there's no one nearby. The beast can actually move through the gate, so the beast is only 1, 2, 3 spots away. Then I can spend 1 more stamina to move 1, that's possible. So I paid 1 cost here, and then I can move 1, which is going here. Ploy has been performed, then we draw a dark ritual card. We upgrade, we already have all the upgrades. Then we go to warp. We place 1 on warp, and then we place 1 on void. We go back to Askell. For Askell I will spend 1 stamina for Askell to gain 2 more deeds. Maybe there's something for Helga. 0 cost movement? Yes, there is a 0 cost movement. I need to move too. But I'm still missing 1 movement. So I do need to pass, I'm afraid, with Olga then as well. So what if I pass now? I think I would do that. So I'm passing as Askell. There we go. Let's check the card stamina. Okay, so I can reset this. There we go. Then we go to Olga. Olga can play 0 costs. It will give the beast a spirit. Do I need it? No, I don't need it. I can wait. I can wait. So I would just pass as Olga. I need to discard a deed actually. I'm still cursed with I want to say Askell. So let's just discard this one then. You may plead. Do I want to plead? If I plead, I can get, yeah, sure. I will plead. Because this will get me 2 of these. I'm not currently on fire. I can discard the stress because I'm on a house. Sanity check, discard hand limit, return ability tokens. Yeah, if you do not have the first player token, you may play spirits. So I did use the first player token on Askell, which means I can use these on the move too. And hope that I will be able to perform that. The beast still targets Olga. Just place it here. Perform as many rituals as you can. matched, matched, not winning, matched, so nothing like that. And we draw a ploy card, get these action tokens back. I cannot play Ferocity, steal 1 spirit. No, there's no spirit here. I cannot use 3 stamina either, and then I also cannot use Ferocity either, so that's a quick round for the beast. Then I need to draw a Dark Ritual, can't do anything with it. And then I need to pass. Convert these to spirits, play off the pass effects, and play the top card of the D deck, so I get 1 spirit to the beast. If it was not the beast who passed first, I can use this to use another dark. Keep 3 spirits, then spend. I have 3 spirits, so I won't be able to place anything on the ritual either, which means that Olga will win on the move 2 card, which is nice. Now we go to the end of round. End of round said discard any card it says until end of round. Then it said perform any of this, which is spread. Oh, it is a forest, so it doesn't do too much, I guess. Yeah, I can place them, why not? Doesn't really do much. So forests, forests, forests. What else do we have? Forest. And there's no forest here. Spirit Decay. Whenever players are tied, each tied player returns 1 ritual to the board. So these are tied, so this goes to the board. This goes to the board. This one goes to the board, and this one goes to the board. So now Lovar has a lot of spirits. This one was also matching, or I just make a mistake. Either way, it's okay. Okay, then we start the first round. Askell, why don't you just play this one? Just get 2 deeds. Maybe it will help Olga. Move 2. Yeah, why not? Okay. For the rest, I'll just pass. Then we are with Olga. Olga can just play this card. Boom. And 2 stamina. And then it says move 2. And then we do boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, so the rest doesn't matter. I could have used this to move 2 as well. So, game went pretty nice. Notice that the beast didn't have that many spirits. This is the normal difficulty. So maybe if you increase the difficulty for this solo mode, it will become more difficult. Let's have a quick peek. The beast has 1 stamina extra every round, basically. Yeah, so that will be 5. And then we have an insane difficulty, which gives another stamina and has more spirits to the supply. When placing spirits on rituals, instead of drawing a dark ritual card, fall out this priority list, so it becomes stronger in placing rituals. This is also stacking on top of the difficulty multipliers of playing solo. Hard difficulty, your hand limit goes to 6 instead of 8. Insane difficulty, on top of the hard difficulty, remnants also count towards the hand size limit. And nightmare difficulty, scoundrels don't play spirits during setup, so that means it's snowballing for the beast at the beginning. Okay, so that is a solo game of the game Hollow Pact. We got a legendary escape because they both escaped and they both completed an ambition. And for the beast it is a defeat because we both escaped and he doesn't have his cargo with him or with her. So that's the game. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to learn more about this game. I think I learned a couple of things from this game as well. And I would say thank you for watching. And if you want me to play maybe another game of this, a solo game, maybe with a different beasts. For example, in Tabletop Simulator we have 2 more. We have Urgul, and there are some more scoundrels in the base game to choose from as well. Okay, thank you all for watching. That's it.